me, you wouldn't believe. Just like I was saying, this woman, a beautiful woman, just like a lady from heaven, like an angel's body, and her head was like a rattlesnake. And it was sticking its tongue out to me and saying, you can have me if you catch me. You know, like that. And I got, man, is this real? Am I hallucinating, or what the world's going wrong with me? You know, I got to thinking that. Then I got to laughing about this, like, well, I'm watching a movie. You know, I thought I was somewhere watching a movie. Then I caught myself again. I said, no, I'm really tripping out. So I slowed down for a little while. You know, I hit myself in the head. I couldn't believe it myself. Shook my head, and I coughed like that. That's how bad my cough was at the time if I was inhaling and stuff. Like I couldn't get no oxygen. And one time I remember blacking all the way out. I went completely out, and all I remember, it seemed like my heart went all the way out, you know, for a minute, then it come back. For so many seconds, then my heart started beating again, and this thing, it seemed like it was on a roller coaster ride, or going through this haunted house, this thing like a tunnel. And at the end of this tunnel, I seen an eye like an eye of a needle. And it got brighter and brighter and brighter. Just like somebody coming out of a surgery or something, out of a hospital bed. Like going through the valley of death otherwise. I was actually tripping on this stuff, this heavy. Going through this, and it seemed like to me, man, I made a miracle there. I lived through death. And God brought me through that. I was dead. You know, thinking I was dead at one time, where this had me like this. And this was like dark as a coal mine. And that little light, I hold my hand to God. I'm not lying, I hate to do that, but it was only about this big, and it seemed like it get bigger and bigger and bigger. And at the end of this tunnel, it seemed like everything I looked at was blurry. I looked like this clock over here, it looked like V2 clock. And it was moving like this with me in slow motion, zigzagging. And all at once the clock got plainer. You know, whatever the thing that I'm telling you I was tripping on, like the tunnel, the light, it got brighter. And then here is daylight again. And I feel like this incredible survivor through something that I survived through. And I got to thinking, man, my heart actually stopped, and I was dead there for so many seconds. And I was wondering how I got back to life, and how come for me to take this journey on this much stuff I was in hell and then live through it. And I got to thinking, well, there ain't but one person can bring you from death. It'd have to be God Almighty. You know, I got to thinking Jesus seen the way the devil had me and brought me out of that. And right there it was a miracle that he done that for me. That's the reason I say I'm a miracle child of God. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be here talking to you now.
Fontaine is my oldest daughter, and she got killed in Cleveland. Her ex-husband shot her. And Mamie, she lives around here in the holler over here. And Jesco, he lives in Batona. And I had two more girls got killed in a car wreck. They both was dead, and they was buried here in Dannytown. So I got another girl named Sue, and then I got another named Bernadine, and I got another boy named Dorsey Ray. He got shot, and I got Jerry, and I got the little man. Now he's the baby, and I've raised them all for the last 5 years by myself, without any help from anybody. But I have survived. Okay, I had two killed in the car wreck, Virginia and Roberta. And I had Fontaine killed in Cleveland. Her ex-husband shot her. She was working at the spree to make a living for her children. Okay, and my Mark, he was killed in Minnesota 3 years ago. He'd been working, he'd come in, there was a guy knocked on the door, and he hadn't more than opened the door, the man shot him down. Don't know why, we never did find out why he done it or nothing. Then all this treasure happened about my husband. I have went through it while I'm up here. And everybody calls me the miracle woman, because I have raised a big family, and I've took care of all of my children, and I've never asked nobody for a penny. And I have made it for the Lord's will. Now how'd that sound?